the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. The no bullshit approach to all financial markets, from Bitcoin, darknets, NFTs, and the largest casino in the world, the US stock market. Today on Market Mania, we help you get to the bag. Coinbase direct listing soon. That's going to be huge. The FOMO ETF to make sure that this is really a clown market. GameStop is doing its thing again. And an NFT sold for damn near $70 million yesterday. Brett Ritchie, what the hell happened here?
Yeah, this is super cool in my opinion. It's obviously a crazy price, but this dude Beeple is an artist from South Carolina, and he's been putting out a piece of digital art every day for at least 5,000 days. So he's put a lot of work in, and obviously during the first extended stretch of time, he wasn't really making a ton of money from this. And with the NFT craze, he's really blown up. And so this piece is called, I believe, The First 5,000 Days. And his art individually, they're called Everydays. And so it's a collage of the first 5,000 pieces that he's made. And he's done, as that says there, 5,063 days in a row. He's put out a piece of art. And it's not like a CryptoPunk super basic thing. These things are cool. If you want to pull up a couple of these, Tony, to show, they're like, this one is pretty sick. It's Michael Jackson, Kim Jong-un, somehow split in half, whatever. And so he's doing one of these things every day, and he's really blown up with the NFT craze, and he just made $69 million, which some might say is a very nice amount of money to make in a day selling your art. So I think it's a testament to the grind, man. He put the time in, and he's being rewarded for it right now.
That is absolutely insane. 70 million is not like, I mean, some of these CryptoPunks, all right, it sells for $1 million. Okay, I get it. 70 million for a NFT that's a collection of NFTs, just a JP. Is it an Ethereum NFT?
I mean,
is that
crypto,
on somebody's?
I don't even know. But a CryptoPunk sold for $7 million yesterday. This guy put a million times more work into all these than, and I'm not hating on CryptoPunks, but from like if you're talking about like hours put in, he's way ahead of whatever it took to generate the CryptoPunks.
I'm a crypto graffiti guy personally. That right there is something that is true. I get it. That is something that has been created, no doubt. Not my style. It is cool as fuck that the guy sold it for 70 million. I just wonder who buys it for 70 million. If there's that real.
There's a lot of money out there.
Does that make sense to you, Mac Lance, in any way? Does that?
I mean, it's art. It's no different than buying a Picasso. Somebody thinks it's worth a lot of money, and somebody else wants it who's rich. It's just there's a bidding war. That's all.
It's different than a Picasso for
Why?
sure. But
why?
I don't know, because it's like laser eyes, Homer, burned up art. I don't know, man. Like it's just half of Michael Jackson, half of Kim Jong-un. I don't know.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There, Mike.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm not going to qualify art on this show. That's not what we do here. It's just
now,
something.
To be fair with Picasso,
70 million.
He's dead and established, so it's like it's easier to say. Over decades, humans have essentially agreed that Picasso's work is valuable. This is newer, so I would say this is more volatile than a Picasso would be. Obviously, there's much more significant downside risk, and also probably much more significant upside risk, or not risk as well.
It does evoke emotions. These NFTs do evoke emotions, no doubt about that. And so imagine like digital, like high stakes art thefts of the future. They're going to get the MetaMask seed and they're going to steal your Beeple. It's just crazy. I don't know. It's just going to be a crazy world.
That's tough though. If you had a Picasso, like what do you do? Hang it in your basement and like no one could, like, it's not like a stolen Picasso is not even, I mean, it's not a great, it's worth a lot less than a clean one. And so I assume the same would apply here.
GameStop, it's still at 259. I love that chart, Tony. That's a great chart. Then you remember just this year, that thing shot all the way up over 400 from like $20. Roaring Kitty, Wall Street Bets, they're loving it. And it looks like they're doing it again. It's like retail investors, everyone's going to ape into Stimmy. I mean, Matt Glantz, it's weird. That's kind of that's more of a stable run-up this time.
Yeah, so
almost.
It doesn't, that's the thing. It doesn't look like it's all retail this time. It looks like it's more coordinated, or I wouldn't say coordinated, but sort of like a big hedge fund kind of sharp guy play. Now it looks like they figured something out new in the market that they could run this thing up, maybe suck in retail later, maybe suck in other funds or other analytical or algo guys. So it's really interesting now because it's not just like a Reddit thing. It's moving these without, or with the benefit of Reddit, but it's not really just like it was before, where it's like a bunch of guys saying "fuck the system, we're going to buy GameStop." So right now, it's pretty an interesting spot. Yesterday, after the show, it went up to 350 pretty quick, and then in 20 minutes, it took a dive from 350 to 170 or 180. It got 50% cut in half in 20 minutes. It was an amazing fall yesterday. So basically, a lot of weekend guys got stopped out. If you had trailing stops, if you had stop losses, you got stopped out. So there might be another move up in this thing. It looks to me like they're preparing it for a big move up for Expiration Friday tomorrow. So I actually bought it yesterday before the close at 268. Right now it's 259, so it's down like $9 from where I bought it. But $9 in that stock's nothing. So we'll see where it is at the end of the day. But I'm actually long it for the first time. It's
I love it.
Long GameStop.
Diamond hands glance, baby. Let's go.
Oh, these are the most paperish hands.
Oh, by the way, when I'm saying I'm long, I mean I won't be long, for more than a day or 2 days. This is not like an investment. This is a trade.
Yeah, that's fair. So my question then is, do you think like a fair amount of this is this? You've talked about it before. It's like a low float with high short interest makes this an attractive target, even for sophisticated players, to kind of try and run this up. Is that part of it, or is that?
It's all part of the game. It's all supply and demand of stock.
Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely crazy. We are going to be following GameStop, AMC, and the other stuff. Is AMC trailing on that news? Is that it seems to be like
AMC had earnings last night. It's up 4%. Not doing much.
The little cousin of GameStop, almost the same chart. It's kind of crazy. That's insane that these two stocks are moving essentially as one. Analyst target came out yesterday. 1 penny. At least say 0. Don't say a penny. Penny makes it sound like I don't know. I would respect a 0.
I think they just wanted to get their name in the news. They probably like have a piece of a streaming service, and they just want to get their name in the news.
So Dave Portnoy back in the news. The FOMO ETF. This isn't Portnoy. He was the Buzz ETF.
Yeah.
It's all in the cutesy named ETF category, which is in the clown market, is now a thing. This is FOMO. Matt Glantz, do you have the details on what the FOMO ETF is?
I do not, but somebody does.
Yeah. So basically, if you go back to the top, it looks like it's a new ETF for SPACs, derivatives, volatility. It's looking for like the shiniest, most ridiculous things coming out, basket them together, and let people trade it. It's almost like the Buzz ETF on steroids a little bit. So it's not for the faint of heart. I think it's like an interesting ETF for people to get exposure to a lot of these sort of like hot spaces. I feel like it's going to be quite high risk, high reward. So trade this at your own risk. But for me, there's so much bullshit amongst these like SPACs that I wouldn't want a basket. Like for me, I would never touch this, because I know I'm getting I would rather like try and mine through myself. Like Matt, when he picked one of Chamath's SPACs the other day for his pick of the day, you're not taking the basket of all the SPACs that came out over this last year or whatever. So I trust my own judgment better than this, even though they're professional traders and I'm not.
I mean, the guy's blowing a bubble, and he's got bubble gum when he's trading.
I didn't even notice that.
it's just, I mean, hey, I want to invest in something I don't understand. Well, how about a bunch of things I don't understand? Oh, the ticker symbol's FOMO. Oh, I'll just click it in right here on my Webull account. It seems like that kind of thing, that instrument is now desired, which is, I don't necessarily even think a bad thing. I mean, market's reacting to retail aping in here. It's strange. I don't think it's
a bad thing. I just wouldn't touch it because I think so much of these really like hot speculative stocks are total junk. And so I don't want to just have exposure to the whole field. I think I can do a better job. Reality is I probably can't, but that's my own opinion of like mining for a diamond and then diamond handsing that thing all the way to Beeple status.
Glance mentioned there was like something like 100 and something SPACs that came to market like a week or two ago. It was just like 100 something.
I'm sure they don't all get in the ETF, but it's
important to realize with these ETFs like the Buzz and this FOMO ETF.
2 and 20, baby.
They're really just an index of big stocks with a different marketing angle as far as marketing the fund, trying to get people to invest in their ETF. But they're really all the same. They're really a lot like the NASDAQ or the Russell 2000. They're going to move with the market. They're not really special.
They're also, people set these up so that they can take the 2 and 20. They want the management fee. It's not always 2 and 20, but they want you to ape into this ETF. They want their ETF to be successful because they want to just keep collecting a bigger and bigger management fee for people purchasing this. That's what they want to do. That's the point of them. And that's why they have cute names. And it's not really helping you, I don't think. I agree with Brett. You can choose them yourself. But the 500-pound elephant in the room, Tony, the producer, he's not the elephant, but he's got the story. It's Coinbase is about to just ship in a direct listing and be worth $100 billion. That's like, what is that? That's 10. No, that's 100 Beeples, 140 Beeples or something.
Well, you know what? Either if you're buying Beeple NFTs or Coinbase IPOs, I think you're going to do well. Well, actually, to be clear, this is not technically an IPO. This is a direct listing. And there are two types of stocks that are available to buy Coinbase. There's a Class A and a Class B. The Class B have gone out over the private market, and those are the people involved with Coinbase, people who got in on the private markets early. That gives you actually 20x voting in the Coinbase when Coinbase calls for investor votes. The Class A will give you 1 vote. But it's interesting that they actually have 2 classes of stock. I think the Class A is going to be available for anybody on the stock market, and there's no lockup for this. And oftentimes when there's no lockup, these things hit the market and then sell off right away because everyone who holds the stock isn't required to hold it into past a certain date. But I think once that happens, this thing's going to soar. Now, the Class B is interesting because Coinbase has been teaming up with a lot of other crypto-minded institutions out there, as well as some major banks, and they've been talking a lot to the SEC and the government. I think Coinbase is going to follow up with their own token, and I think some of the Class Bs will be tokenized, making this the very first hybrid crypto and Wall Street exchange-listed company. That's just fascinating to me. I think they're going to open a whole new world of trading. And I, for one, am very excited to get a piece of that crypto token. But I'm interested to see what you think, Matt. Is this something you can wrap your head around, or is this a whole new world for you and traders like you?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. But as far as the IPO valuation, I see that the guy, the main guy that started Coinbase is going to be getting something like, I don't know, like paid $1 million a day or something once they IPO. So it's like very dilutive to me. It seems like there's a lot of risk to it.
Wait, you mean Brian Armstrong's cashing out $80 million a day? You said?
I think $1 million a day he gets paid from the company or something stupid after the IPO.
So $1 million a day?
Oh, not even for his shares, just salary?
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure how it works.
I was going to say that, I mean, it makes sense that people are going to want liquidity, right? If you're on a company that runs up this hard, no matter how much you believe in it, it makes sense to take some off the table, and then have other investors come in and obviously keep some skin in the game. Like I think Coinbase, they really have a strong position. They have the brand name, they have the retail audience. They're really like the place to buy crypto in the US. They have a lot of competitors, but they're still number one. And as popular and high volume as crypto is, I think that number one deserves that $100 billion valuation. So I kind of agree, like maybe let it dip a little post listing and then look for maybe an 80 billion kind of valuation you could scoop in on. But I don't think this thing's going to go too low. I think a lot of people want in.
Well, I know I want
crazy.
in. Pretty much at any price. So,
pretty much at any price. I mean, we got to have valuation will one day return. Maybe not now. Maybe not this year. But like,
did you see the Beeple auction? I don't know. We're not that day's not today.
That's fair.
That's right. Every time I think something's going to go down, it just goes up for another 5 years. So, God damn it. Anyway, yeah, I'm really interested in this. I think you guys should be as well. But let's get to the mailbag.
Please open your sack and grab us the first one that you see.
Okay, first one is from JMiner15 on YouTube. Top shot question for Brett. Are you playing or trading the Rising Star or Seeing Star challenges at all? These sets were up big on Top Shot Wednesday.
Yeah, so that's been my main focus, I guess, over the last week. The marketplace was like super broken for a long time, so it was hard to trade those. But I have about 30 Seeing Stars moments now, and I only had one Rising Star. I was lucky enough to get a pack, but I sold him Rui Hashimura for 800 yesterday. Even though it might run up, there's no way I'm going to go for that challenge. It's already over 10K. So I like the Seeing Stars a lot. I think trading upcoming challenge rewards, or not the rewards, the pieces you need, I think is a good strategy. But you can get burned, as we saw if you held the gift or the Anthony Davis Cool Cat all the way, you get burned. Then again, if you did it with Luka, you made a fortune. So buyer beware, do your own research, but I'm personally buying a lot of the Seeing Stars.
All right, we got one from Twitter. Thoughts on all things Wax blockchain for NFTs, particularly interested in Garbage Pail Kid NFTs as they're an iconic brand and one of the earliest NFTs to be linked with an established brand. Anything else on Wax you see as worthwhile, as well as just the value of holding Wax tokens?
So I'll go with this quickly. Wax is cool because they have this partnership with Topps, which has significant IP. I believe Topps owns Garbage Pail Kids. They obviously have this baseball library. We see Top Shots are quite popular, so there's some baseball potential coming out on Wax. I've never used Wax. I don't know how easy it is to use, but I think with the demand for NFTs, Garbage Pail Kids, any sort of, obviously like a Pokemon is going to be massive, but Garbage Pail Kids is popular enough. They have a iconic brand. I think you could do a lot worse than getting involved in that. They did Street Fighter, but that seemed actually kind of stupid the way they did the auction, so I avoided that. But as hot as NFTs are, if you took some like gambling kind of money and put some in, I think it's reasonable.
I can't wait for Magic the Gathering cards to get into this. And Hearthstone could have a big world here too. It's just going to be unbelievable.
Well, I'll believe it when I see it with Magic. Those guys have dropped the ball on digital for 15 years straight.
You ain't kidding.
And so, like, their IP is so valuable, and they just, like, it's insane. I've been frustrated as a Magic fan myself.
And then we had a question here from from Matthew Tyson. What's the best way to play AK? And I'm such an idiot. I go looking for the AK stock ticker, and I'm like, what is AK? He's asking how do you play Ace King. I'm just not in poker mode right now, so yeah, we're not a poker show. But
just go all in.
Yeah, go all in. So that's it for the mailbag today, and I think we should get to some picks of the day.
Well, go ahead and load it up then, Tony. I will affix the safety glasses. The do your own research hat is charged, so go ahead and pop in the pick of the day. Pick of the day, brought to you by Mindac Exchange. If you really need to trade money for gold, you call Mindac Jack and get your gold. Matt Glantz, what's your pick of the day?
Okay, just for a trade, guys. GameStop 261. See if we can get this thing in the 300s by tomorrow before expiration Friday tomorrow. Just a trade, non-investment. You got to get out if we get that run up.
Brett Ritchie. what is your pick of the day?
I'm rolling with Square, SQ. To me, this is just a really good company. They're doing a lot of things right. They were early in crypto. They're really dominating a lot of areas in payment space. Cash App is crushing it. And it's one of these kind of long-term plays that I like a lot, Square.
I hold some myself. Got to love Dorsey. He should win. And they got the crypto on the balance sheet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Fisker. They have announced that they're having Foxconn make that shit. That means that it'll be made right. And you just got a market cap of 6 Bs on a car that if they start shooting them out, the street will just double or triple that. I mean, just if they make a car that sells, that people like. Seems like it seemed like one of the easier ways to get a 2x or a 3x if it works. But this is an investment advice, and you got to do your own research. And that is going to do it for this Thursday. What do we got? March 11th today, and 2021. Still in a clown market, and we're going to leave you with one from we're going to go with Run the Jewels. And my man Killer Mike responded to me on Twitter once. True story. And his verse, not dissing LP here, but just his verse on the Run the Jewels, A Christmas Fucking Miracle song. And it says, but they could give that to the kings and the queens and the worshippers of idols and followers of things. Because I would rather be in the jungle with the savages. It's kill or be killed. And I'm working with the averages. Like and subscribe this show right here on YouTube. And follow us at Market Mania Show on Twitter and TikTok. We will see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine.
Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury. However, turn it where I would turn it. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I mad should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind. Was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now. How about tonight?